While the whole world has its eyes glued to the Middle East, where Uncle Sam and his buddies are busy trading explosive little gifts with Iran, someone on the other side of the map is taking the opportunity to move their pieces across the board. And trust me, they aren't playing checkers. Beijing just sent a little memo to Japan. Check your history books and stop crossing red lines with Taiwan. But since words are cheap, unlike missiles, China decided the best way to say good morning was to scramble 26 military aircraft near the island. And it didn't stop there. We're already seeing up to 96 sorties and 7 warships with their GPS locked straight for Taipei. Is Xi Jinping about to hit the Invade Now button? We don't know for sure, but Beijing's appetite for territory is starting to look ravenous. For now, they're testing the waters with the classic Toxic X maneuver. China tells Taiwan that if they just accept a peaceful reunification, all their energy problems will magically evaporate. It's like your ex promising to pay your rent if you take them back, right after they slashed your tires. And let's be real, things are getting serious. Recent war games, those simulations generals love to play when they have too much free time, suggest that without US help, the island would fall in just 2 weeks. The problem is that Uncle Sam is currently a bit distracted, burning through his arsenal in the Gulf of Oman. Let's talk numbers, because this is where reality hits you like a cold bucket of water. In the first 96 hours of conflict in the Middle East, the US and Israel fired over 5,000 precision munitions. In Tomahawk missiles alone, they've already blown through 500 to 1,000 units. Do you know how many the US builds in a year? About 100. Do the math. At this rate, by the time Washington restocks the pantry, Xi Jinping will have already opened 3 shopping malls in Taipei. Meanwhile, China has spent decades hoarding ammo and staying out of trouble, just waiting for their golden opportunity. Beijing has a big red circle on the calendar, 2049, the centenary of the Communist Party. By then, Taiwan has to be theirs. No excuses. But looking at the current state of the world, they seem to be in a rush. Almost daily, Chinese planes play tag with Taiwanese airspace. The goal? Exhaust the defenders. Get them used to the noise. Ensure they won't know if an incursion is just another drill or the beginning of the end. Why all the fuss over this one island? Well, besides Taiwan being the dam that keeps the Chinese fleet from roaming free across the Pacific, there's the dinosaur juice, gas and oil, and, most importantly, the chips. Taiwan is basically the Vatican of technology. They control 66% of the world's most advanced semiconductor production. If China gets its hands on that, forget about buying a cheap laptop or phone for the rest of your life. The pandemic chip shortage would look like a minor inconvenience in comparison. When you look at military muscle, the comparison is, well, it's basically a scene out of a very specific kind of adult movie, the kind where the size difference is uncomfortable. China has 1.4 billion people compared to Taiwan's 24 million. That's 50 to 1. In terms of soldiers, the ratio is 12 to 1. And sure, every Taiwanese citizen has to do mandatory military service, but Beijing has an almost infinite supply of cannon fodder. They proved that in the Korean War, where they lost 1 million men without Mao even breaking a sweat. In the air, it's 4,000 Chinese planes against 500. That includes the J-20 Mighty Dragon, a 5th-gen stealth fighter that isn't exactly built for air shows. At sea, it's even worse. China already has the largest navy on the planet, with 400 ships and 3 aircraft carriers that still have that new car smell. Taiwan has 70 ships, some so old they probably run on pedals. To make matters worse, Beijing is doing something truly unsettling, seizing and modifying civilian cargo ships for a massive landing operation. They have amphibious tanks that swim at 30 kilometers per hour and fire while they're hitting the beach, a toy even Uncle Sam doesn't have in his catalogue yet. Right now, the United States maintains 90,000 troops in the region, mostly in Japan and South Korea, with the 7th Fleet patrolling the neighborhood. But the question hanging in the air is, will Washington risk a nuclear war over a 14,000 square mile island while its conventional missile stockpiles are hitting rock bottom? The window of opportunity for Beijing is wide open, and Xi Jinping doesn't look like the type of guy to pass up a clearance sale. The question is no longer if there will be a conflict, but when the archers on the Chinese coast will let the first arrow fly. Grab a seat. The Pacific board is heating up.